What up? What up? It's me. It's me. Mediocre reactions. We here. We here once again, Tom McDonald. But this is a spoken word, which I'm excited about. I like spoken words. I listen to poetry. I like poetry. Um, and that's what his music is. If you really break down his music, it's just him writing from the soul, his beliefs and opinions, and I really enjoy it. I like spoken words. Um, I'm ready to get deep. It's called anxiety. I have anxiety. A lot of people have anxiety, and it's really hard to shake. And like anxiety medication sometimes doesn't always work. I'm on an anxiety medication, and sometimes it doesn't always work. But sometimes words, words help. Words are a very powerful thing, and so I'm ready to peep these words. I'm ready to peeps it. So Tom McDonald, anxiety spoken word. Let's get it.
I wake up feeling panicked. My pills are in the cabinet. It takes all the strength I have to just ignore them as I pass it. Man, I hope this feeling passes soon, but hell and back, it's barely noon. I'm scared to go outside. Shit, I'm surprised I even left my room. And it feels like no one understands how bad I...
Just real quick. I've had this moment plenty of times in my life. Plenty of times. And one thing I could tell you that helps me is as soon as you wake up and you feel like this, try not to dwell on your anxiety because if you catch your anxiety and you catch the problem that's causing your anxiety, you're done. You're going to be in your head and you're just going to want to sit there and not do anything. The first thing you need to wake up, acknowledge the feeling, just be like, "Yo, I know it's there." Second thing is stand up. If you stand up and you tell your brain, hey, I'm going to stand up now, once you stand up, you could tell yourself, okay, now I'm going to walk to the cabinet. I'm going to grab my pills. And then immediately, as soon as you're done taking your pills, okay, I'm going to make breakfast. Okay, I'm going to get dressed. Or even, I'm going to get dressed and then go make breakfast. And then once you're done doing that, you got to force yourself to do these things. And I know it's really hard, but at the end of the day, man, I'd rather force myself to do stuff that I didn't want to do instead of being in a hellish pit for 24 hours. You know what I mean? But this is so true, so true.
I'd love to join my friends. It's hard to breathe, I'm anxious, and I'll end up staying home instead. The doctor hasn't helped me much. He signs his name, I buy the drugs. I'm feeling weird, I take one out, it makes me feel comfortably numb.
You know how long it took me to get on anxiety and depression medication? So long. So long. It took me so long to get on that because I didn't believe in it. I thought it was stupid. I heard horror stories of people being like, yo, it makes your depression worse. It makes your anxiety worse. I heard so many horror stories. And some of them are true, and some of them aren't true. Some of them really help people. And so for me, I've always been on the fence with certain things like when it comes to over the counter. You can't get that over the counter. But when it comes to certain antidepressants and anxiety medication, I've always been 50-50 with them just because I've been on medications that have pushed me over the edge into the brink of just like not wanting to be here, unfortunately. But I've also been on medications that have really helped me out and made my head and my vision a lot clearer in life. And so it's really difficult with my opinion when it comes to certain medications. But anyway, let's get back into it.
Man, I can't handle my emotions like I used to, it's all different now. I start to sweat, I feel confused, my fingers shake, my heartbeat pounds. And I'm feeling claustrophobic every time the closet closes because my skeletons are in there, so I have to leave it open. I'm just nervous over nothing, even shit I can't control. I used to love to be in public, now I'd rather be alone. And even though it's difficult, it's probably for the best. If I didn't make a change, I would have drank myself to death. Then I wake up feeling better than I did the day before. But then it hits me out of nowhere and almost knocks me to the floor. A heaviness, a readiness to get back into bed. A sadness that I can't explain, a cloud over my head. My deepest, darkest fears feel like they're filling up an ocean and I'm floating on the surface with no hope to keep me going. I've been down on myself. Man, I forgot how to believe in me. I never asked for help, now I just struggle with it secretly. I wish that it was something I could sweep under the carpet. Trying to hide it all the time only makes the battle harder. Man, I lived a lot of moments that I probably should have cherished. Now they seem so far away from me. I'm angry and embarrassed. I can't even tell my parents they don't need to keep on worrying. My mama and my papa don't deserve to have to bury me. I hope the pills I have will hold me over for a while. I'll keep searching for the strength to find my smile.
Anxiety. He he said it best, man. He said it best. That was crazy. That was crazy because he. Have you ever had a feeling where you want to talk about your depression and anxiety, but you don't know the words and what to say to people because it's so hard to just be like, "Yo, I want to give up." Like cuz that's the bigger picture. Like, "Yo, I just want to give up. I want to give up. I'm done." Show people this. Show people this because this is how I feel when my anxiety and depression kick in. I want to stay in my room. I feel like I'm in a coma or just a metaphorical coffin and I can't move. I can't breathe. So I understand. I understand what people are going through. It almost feels like when I lie in my bed that it's like sucking me in my bed and I just can't move or do anything and I just have no motivation to do anything. And if the thing that I am going to do doesn't gratify me instantly, I don't want to do it. So it's like it's one of those things where it's just you got to force yourself. You got to force yourself to go to that cabinet and open up the pill bottle and take a pill and hopefully that it'll help you out and walk outside, get some fresh air, walk around, do your thing. Like you gotta do it. You have to do it. It's rough. It's hard and it's difficult, but I promise you, actions speak louder than words. So I could sit here and talk your ear off, but if you just do these things, I promise you it does help. It does help. Will it get better? I don't know, but it helps. It helps. Anything helps. Talking about it, standing up, breathing, walking outside, getting a drink of water, moving. Movement helps. Doing a puzzle, reading a book, hopping on YouTube even. Sometimes that could be dangerous too because then you hop on the rabbit hole and then you get some weird stuff and we don't want to deal with that. But moving forward, actions, move forward, move forward. Don't sit there in your bed thinking about the worst things possible. Like that's that's the devil right there. That's that's where it all goes downhill. And then you start thinking of the worst things possible, and then it just builds and builds and builds and builds, and then you're a volcano, and then all your emotions start to explode. So I promise you, it gets better if you just move, put one foot forward, and then step with the other. Even if you're thinking about that, wake up, boom, start to feel anxiety, turn over, okay, now I need to sit up. Now I need to put my right foot out, and then my left foot, and then I need to start walking. Okay, drink of water, boom. Pills, boom. And if you don't have pills and you don't believe in the effects that they're going to help you out, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. Girlfriend, dad, mom, brother, sister. And if you don't have any of those people, you can definitely call somebody. And if you're ever at that lowest point, I promise you, I love the suicide hotline. I do because they're there for a reason. If you need somebody just to listen to you, call that number for real. Call that number. Oh man, that was heavy. That was so heavy to react to because I relate to that. I relate to that so much. So much. But until next time. I didn't even introduce the homie. He you got it. Dave, I'm sorry. This was the episode that you didn't need to be in. I know. I know. I got you next time, homie. Dap it up. All right. But yeah, man. This was so interesting and really that was so good. It was so good. So good. Tom, you the GOAT. He the GOAT. But until next time, it's been your boy, Mediocre Reactions. We out. Take it easy. Peace.